Hey, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to remove loads from FFCC Remastered Edition. We're going to need three things. You're going to want LiveSplit, OBS, and this program called Runleash, which is made by this developer named Manaclaw. So I've linked this somewhere. You can click on the download. I've already got it downloaded, and we'll get started from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our LiveSplit beforehand. I recommend having 2 timers in your layout. One timer you can set to real time, and your second timer you can set to game time. The game time is what is going to be your load remove time when all of this is finished being set up. All right, the next thing we're going to want to set up is our OBS. Specifically, we're going to want to make sure the virtual camera is set up properly for use with Runleash. So I recommend having a scene, which is going to have your capture card with the game, obviously, and then come over to the Start Virtual Camera, right next to it, the cogwheel. You're going to go to output type, I recommend source, and then output selection, you're just going to have to scroll through and find whatever your capture card source is. I already have mine set up. Hit OK, and we're done with that part. All right, now we can start with configuring Runleash. Make sure you just extract the folder somewhere. I've already done that. Go to 64-bit and runleash.exe. You may need to run Runleash as an administrator, especially if your LiveSplit is as an administrator, or else this might not work properly. As soon as you open Runleash, you're going to see that it is in Japanese. I'm going to set it to English by going to Help Language English, and then you have to close and reopen the program. And now we're in English. All right, now that we have Runleash open, we're going to go to Setting. We're going to change the capture method to virtual. Monitor FPS, I have it set to 60. We'll do high accuracy. I don't know how much that matters, but I've had success doing that. And then the target of automation, we're going to want to make sure that split and reset are unchecked, and we're going to want to check load remover. So once you're done with that, we're going to go to the virtual camera tab. Here you're going to want to have your OBS open, and you're going to want to have the Start Virtual Camera button actually selected. You're going to go down to your OBS virtual camera. I have it set to 60 FPS. I think it's 30 by default, but 60 maybe is a little bit more reliable. I'm unsure. And then for cropping, just hit Setting, and this is where you're going to want to hit the C and D button so that the entire thing is in frame. But if you do not see your game, then you've done something wrong with setting up the virtual camera. So you should be able to actually see your game now. Hit OK and close, and then OK to save all that. And then from here, we're actually almost done. You just want to change this table 4 to the load remover. And this is going to be where we take a couple screenshots in game of the loading screens that we're actually going to use for this tool. All right, from here I've just opened my OBS so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing in game, but you're going to want to go to Tool and then Preview/Create Template Image. Now we have to take 2 screenshots. We're going to get one of a white loading screen and one of a black loading screen because we need to have both to accurately remove the loads from both of them. Now, the white loading screen is the trickier one to get because you have a smaller amount of time to actually take the screenshot. I've come here to Riverbell Path because this is the easiest way to get a Chalice teleport, which is where one of the white loading screen will appear. So as soon as you hit teleport, you've got to be ready. As soon as you see the white background now loading text, you're going to want to hit capture. Just like this. And now once you're here, you want to drag a quick rectangle, and you want to make sure that you encompass the now loading text, but not the little dots next to it, because the little dots move and that'll mess it up. But the now loading text is static. So you just go in here, something like that should work just fine, and we're done with this first image. So now this first image is a white background, so I'm going to change the comment to white. And then we have to do the same thing, and we have to get the black loading screen, which is very simple. That's like pretty much any load in the game. So we're just going to enter Riverbell Path again, and make sure you actually have the number 2 selected now for this, and you don't overwrite number 1. Enter Riverbell Path, wait for the black loading screen, and hit capture, and then do the exact same thing, where we drag a little rectangle, just like so. And that should work just fine. And then this one we're going to call black. Now, once you've got that done, you can hit back. There's only one more thing we need to change. We need to change it only for the white loading screen. and that's that we have to scroll over to where it says out key, and we're changing this 6 to a -1. And then we can hit save to save the whole profile. We're pretty much done our setup, and we're just going to make sure that everything is working properly. All right, and now we're finished setting everything up. So when you have gotten this far, every time you want to use the load remover, you're going to want to make sure that your OBS, the Start Virtual Cam button is selected. You've got your run leash open, and you've got your live split. And then all you've got to do is hit start. And you should be able to see a preview of your game if everything is running properly. And it should look something like this. And we're just going to make sure that the load remover is actually working. So you can minimize this. And then just start your timer with whatever your normal hotkeys are. And we'll make sure that our loads are properly being removed. So as soon as the white loading screen pops up, our game time stops. When it swaps to black, the game time should remain stopped, which it does. And then when we exit the loading screen, it should resume. Perfect. And then we'll just go back in, make sure that is working as well. It's looking good. So that's it. Just make sure all this is set up every time you want to use it, and you're good to go.